a definition of maximum minimum of a function. First of all, what is the maximum of a function? A function f of x is said to have attained its maximum value at x equals to a if the function ceases to increase and begins to decrease at x equals to a. Again, if the function f of x is said to have attained its minimum value at x equals to b if the function ceases to decrease and begins to increase at x equals to b. That means this is the opposite of maximum. Now, from graph, we can now we try to see what is maximum and what is minimum. Actually, in this figure, we see that there are P2 is a point, P1 is also another point, and P3 also, and P4. Now, what is maximum and what is minimum? Uh, Suppose the following figure shows the graph of a function of x and the point P2, P4. Actually, P2 this point and P4 this is the point. Actually, this axis, x-axis and y-axis. This is the origin, and this curve divided into two parts. One is the above x-axis and other is the below x-axis. Uh, Above x-axis, we see that there are 2 points. One is P1 and other is P2. And this P2 is the maximum and P1 is the minimum. Why minimum? Because it ceases to decrease and begins to increase. Ceases to decrease and begins to increase. This is why this P1 is minimum and P2 is maximum point for this above portion of the x-axis. Now this P2 ceases to increase but begins to decrease. This is why this is maximum. And again we observe the value of the x-axis part. There are P2, P3 another point, and this is P4 point. And this P3 is called minimum because it's more down. And P4 is the maximum here. Which is bigger? P3 or P4? Which is maximum? P4. For this portion, P4 is maximum and P3 is minimum. P3 minimum because it ceases to increase. It ceases to increase and decrease. It ceases to increase but begins to increase. This is why P3 is minimum. In the similar case, it ceases to increase but begins to decrease. This is why P4 is maximum. This is the explanation of maximum and minimum of a function f of x. Now we'll observe that how to find maximum minimum value of a function. How to find maximum minimum value of a function. Suppose the given function, find the maximum minimum values of the function x to the power 4 plus 2x cube minus 3x square minus 4x plus 4 equals 4. Let y equals to this x4 plus 2x cube minus 3x square minus 4x plus 4. This is the equation 1. Now we'll find out the first derivative of this function. That means dy dx. Dy dx equals to ddx. Taking ddx on both sides of 1, we get dy dx equals to ddx of x4 plus 2x cube minus 3x square minus 4x plus 4. Now just giving this ddx in every term, ddx into x to the power 4 plus 2 into uh, ddx x cube minus 3 ddx x square minus 4 into ddx x and this. That means in every term we have to introduce ddx. Now x to the power n formula, what you must know, differentiation formula, x to the power n formula, what? N into x to the power n minus 1. That means here n equals to 4. 4 into x to the power 4 minus 1. And similarly, these two constant will not take derivative of constant. 2 into here n equals to 3. 3 into x to the power 3 minus 1 minus 3. Here x equals to n equals to 2. Then 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. Formula of x, differentiation of x, what? 1. We already know this is the number 2 formula. And 4 equals to, this is the constant. This is why 0. Using just this formula, ddx of x to the power n, what? X to the power n equals to n into x to the power n minus 1. Similarly, differentiation of x equals to 1, and differentiation of any constant will be must 0. Okay, this is the main formula of us. Now dy dx equals to, just taking calculation, 4x cube plus 6x square minus 6x minus 4 equals to 0. This is equation number 2. dy dx equals to 2. For maximum minimum values, dy dx equals to must be 0. This is the first condition. First condition to find maximum minimum, dy dx will be must be 0. Now dy dx, since dy dx equals to 0, that means first derivative of y equals to 0, but we have evaluated first derivative of the function 4x cube plus 6x square minus 6x minus 4 equals to 0. Now solving this equation, uh, solving by factorization method, we get three values here, either x minus 1 equals to 0, or x plus 2 equal to 0, or twice x plus 1 equals to 0. That means there are 3 points: x equals to 1, x equals to minus 2, and x equals to minus half. Now we have found the points where the function has maximum and minimum values. Now we have to differentiate again. We have to differentiate again equation 2. That means double derivatives. Second derivatives we have to find out, taking d dx on both sides, d square y dx square equals to d dx of this 4x cube plus 6x square minus 6x minus 4, d dx of 4x cube plus 6x square minus 6x plus 4. That means x to the power n formula, first formula, number one formula here, n equals to 3, 3 into x to the power 3 minus 1 plus 6 into x to the power 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1, but differentiation of x what, 1. And 4, this is the constant without x, this term without x, this is why constant will be, differentiation of constant will be 0. Now after calculation, 12x square plus 12x minus 6, this is the second derivative, and this will be equation number 3. Now we have to introduce these values x equals to 1, x equals to minus 2, and x equals to minus half to equation 3 to test which has maximum and minimum. Now first of all, taking for x equals to 1, double differentiation, d square y dx square equals to, just putting x equals to 1 here, 12 into 1 square plus 12 into 1 minus 6, that means 18, which is positive. Remember that if positive, then it has minimum. The function has minimum, therefore the function has minimum value at x equals to 1. So from the equation 1, y mean, just putting x equals to 1 in equation 1, this equation 1, we get the minimum values. Putting the x equals to 1 in equation 1, we get this minimum value, and minimum value will be 0. Again we test another point, x equals to minus half, x equals to minus half, this one, just putting in double differentiation, second derivatives, putting x equals to minus half, just we get negative values, minus 9, which is negative. Negative means what? The function has maximum value at x equals to half. The function has, if negative maximum, if positive minimum. Remember it, the function has maximum value at x equals to minus half. Now from equation 1, maximum of y equals to, just putting x equals to minus half in equation 1, x equals to minus half in equation 1. Where equation 1? This equation 1. This is given equation, given function, and in the given function, putting x equals to minus half, we get the maximum value 81 divided by 16. So we get minimum value is 0, minimum value is 0, and maximum value is 18 by 16. This is the required maximum minimum values of the given function. The application, in application of maximum minimum in business and economics. Actually in business, we have to use maximum minimum to maximize the profit and minimize the cost, or maximize the revenue and minimize the cost. In everywhere we have to use maximum minimum method in business, economics, or finance, etc. In this example, a company has examined its cost structure and revenue structure and has determined that capital C is the total cost, capital R is the total revenue, and X is the number of units produced are related as this cost function given. Cost function C equals to 100 plus 0.01 x square, and R revenue equals to thrice x. That means this two given function, one is cost function, other is revenue function. R means revenue and capital C for cost, and X is what? Number of units produced. Number of units produced. That means from this company, find the production rate X that will maximize profit of the company and find the profit. That means we have to maximize the profit, and we have to find out also the profit of that company. Find also the profit when X equals to 120 taka. That means when X equals to 120, we have to find out the profit. If the number of units will be 120, then we have to find out the profit of that function. Now we'll try to solve this example. In this example 52, given cost C equals to 100 plus 0.01 x square and revenue are equals to what? Thrice x. Clear? Now profit what? We know profit equals to revenue minus cost. Do you know? You have to remember it. In business, everywhere we have to remember that profit equals to what will be? Revenue minus cost. Revenue minus equals to what? Profit. Now revenue what? Revenue thrice x minus this cost. Cost what? 100 plus 0.015 x square. Now therefore profit equals to thrice x minus 100 minus 0.015 x square. This is the equation number 1. Now we have to find out the first derivative. First condition what? We have to find out the first derivative. Here P is the profit. That means this is the dependent variable and X is the independent variable. Look like dy dx. Here in replace of y, we have to use P. P for profit. Dy dx. This is look like dy dx, but not dy dx. This will be dp dx. Now taking ddx on both sides of 1. Taking ddx on both sides of equation 1, we get the first derivative dp dx. Now the derivative of x what? Differentiation of x what? 1. Now 3 into 1. Clear? 3 into 1, right? Minus 100. This 100 will be differentiation what? 0. Any constant differentiation will be what? 0. Now 0.015 constant. Now x square. X square means what? X square means n into x to the n minus 1 formula. We have to use first formula, number 1 formula. Now in replace of n, 2. This is why 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. That means 0.015 multiplied to what? 0.030 into x. Now we get 3 minus 0.0 into x. This is the dp dx. Look like dy dx. But this is dp dx. And this dp dx equals to 3 minus 30x divided by 1000. Just cancelling this point, we can write 3 minus 30x divided by 1000. This is equation number 2. Now for maximum profit, we know dy dx equals to what was 0. Now we take dp dx equals to 0. But you have found the values of dp dx 3 minus 30x minus divided by 1000 equals to dp dx. This was 3 minus 30x divided by 1000 equals to 0. Now x equals to what? 100 units. Number of units 100. Again differentiating equation 2. Again differentiating equation 2. This differentiation, we get d square, double differentiation. That means second differentiation, d square y dx square look like d square p dx square equals to ddx of, taking ddx on both sides of 2, d square p ddx square. Double differentiation or second derivatives can be written like this: d square p dx square equal to ddx of 3 minus 30x divided by 1000. Now this 3 what? 0 constant what will be 0 minus 30x divided by 1000. This is the constant, and the differentiation of x what? 1. This is y1, and this whole negative after calculation we get minus 3 by 100. That means this is negative. Negative means what? Maximum. Negative means what? Maximum. Remember it. Therefore we can take decision profit is maximum at what? X equals to 100. X equals to 100. In x equals to 100, the profit is maximum, and the maximum profit we can find out from where? In number, from number equation 1. This is the given This is the equation number 1, profit equation. After putting x equals to 100 here, we get the total profit. Look like example, look like previous example. Now second part, for x equals to 120, this is given in question. If x equals to 120, what will be the profit? That means putting x equals to 120 in profit equation, number 1 equation, x equals to 120, then we get another profit. Another profit what? 45, 44 taka. And the previous profit, maximum profit what? 50 taka. Clear everybody? Another example, 54, the demand function for a particular commodity is y equals to 15 e to the power minus x by 3 for 0 less equal to x less equal to 8. That means this x lies between 0 and 8. X lies between 0 and 8 and given demand function. This is the demand function y equals to 15 e to the power minus x by 3. But here x lies between 0 and 8. Where y is the price of the unit and x is the number of units demanded. That means x is the number of units demanded and y is the price. Remember it. Determine the price and quantity for which the revenue is maximum. We have to find out the maximum revenue. Okay. Now demand y equals to 15 into e to the power minus x. Okay. E to the power minus x. E to the power minus x, we have to input e to the power minus x by 3, right? Minus x by 3. E to the power 15 into e to the power minus x by 3. And revenue are equals to what? Revenue are xy. We know price per unit and demand will be total revenue. This is demand what? Y and price per unit what? X. Number of units x. This is why total revenue xy. Now r equals to xy. Therefore r equals to x into 15 e to the power what will be 15, this 15 e to the power minus x by 3. This is the total revenue. R equals to 15x into e to the power minus x by 3. Therefore r equals to 15x into e to the power what? 15x into e to the power minus x by 3. This is equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now first derivative what will be? First derivative what? First derivative will be this one. Okay. This is the first derivative, first differentiation. R equals to 15x e to the power minus x by 3, equation number 1. Now taking differentiation with respect to x on both sides, that means dr by dx equals to ddx of this 15x e to the power minus x to the power what? Minus. Now first differentiation dr dx equals to ddx of 15x into e to the power minus x by 3. Therefore, since 15 is the constant, we have to put it in before the ddx. 15 into ddx of x into e to the power minus x by 3. Now differentiation of UB process. You must know this formula. ddx of UB, u into ddx of b plus b into ddx of u. This is the formula. U into ddx of b plus b into ddx of u. This is the UB formula of differentiation. Now this 15x e to the power x Formula what? E to the power x. You must know. There is a list for differentiation in group. E to the power minus x by 3 means minus x by 3 means what? You have to consider it as x, but actually not x, but you have to consider it as x. E to the power x what? E to the power x. Formula what? E to the power x. But we have to multiply with the coefficient of x. X coefficient what? Coefficient of x what? Minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 with the we have to multiply with the coefficient of x. That means we have to multiply with minus 1 by 3. Then plus this plus e to the b into differentiation of x. Differentiation of x what? 1. Just 1. Now just multiplying, we get 15x e to the power minus x by 3 minus what? Minus what will be this only minus 1 by 3 plus 15 e to the power minus x by 3. Clear? Hello? Clear everybody?
Yes,
This
sir.
is the first differentiation of revenue. First differentiation of revenue. That means dr dx equals to, we get after cutting 3 and 15 minus 5 x into e to the power minus x by 3 plus 15 e to the power x by 3. For maximum revenue, what? dr dx equals to what will be? Dr dx what will be? 0, right? Dr dx equals to what will be? 0. Do you know? For maximum revenue, dr dx equals to what will be? 0. Now we have found the value of first differentiation dr dx. That means this equals to 0. 0. Now taking common e to the power minus x by 3 and minus 5, we get only x minus 3 equal to 0. But e to the power minus x by 3 can never be 0. This is why this two product will be 0 when, if this is not equal to 0, then it must be 0. That means 0 multiply non-zero equal to 0. In the mathematics can be possible when two product will be 0, when one must be 0. Either this or this will be 0. Then, but we know that e to the power minus x by 3 is not equal to 0. Therefore, x minus 3 equal to 0. So, x equals to 3. That means x equals to key 0. Okay. X equals to 3 we get. Again differentiating 2. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 2. Equation number 2, and again differentiating equation 2, d square r by dx square equals to, taking just ddx on both sides. Dr dx equals to just taking ddx on both sides. Now similar process, x into e to the power minus x by 3 plus 15 ddx of e to the power minus x by 3. Now UV process. UV process means u into differentiation of b plus b into differentiation of u plus 15 e to the power x, formula e to the power x, dividing with the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x what? Minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 is the coefficient of x. Now UV process, x into e to the power x, formula e to the power x, multiplying with the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x what? 1 minus 1 by 3, and this e to the power minus x, e to the power minus x by 3, and differentiation of x what? 1. Similar as the previous, minus 5 e to the power minus x by 3. Now putting the value of x equals to, putting the value of x equals to 3, we get the this will be maximum at the point. This is why profit revenue will be, okay, for maximum revenue dr dx equals to what will be? 0. Now this equals to 0, then we get x equals to 3. Again differentiating 2, taking ddx on both sides, taking ddx on both sides, then UB process, u into b differentiation plus b into u differentiation. That means x into e to the power minus x by 3, then with multiplying with the coefficient of x, that means minus 1 by 3, plus e to the power minus x by 3, differentiation of x what 1, number 2 formula. Now 15 into e to the power minus x by 3, minus x by 3, but 3 this 3 and 15 cut, this is why plus minus minus and 5 e to the power minus x by 3. Now we get, after multiplying 5 on both sides, on every term, we get this one. Therefore second derivative d square r by dx square equals to this, equation number 3. Now for x equals to 3, we test whether it maximum or minimum. For x equals to 3, in equation 3, d square r by dx square equal to 5 by 3 x into 3 e to the power minus 3 by 3 10 e to the power minus 3 by 3. That means e to the power minus 1 minus 10 e to the power minus 1. That means minus 5 e to the power minus 1. Since this there is a negative sign, this is why this whole number must be what, negative, which is negative. That means revenue is maximum at what, x equals to 3, and the maximum value revenue is from equation 1 r equals to 15x equal to x into e to the power minus x by 3. This is the equation number 1, right? 15x into e to the power minus x by 3, e to the power minus x by 3. Now putting x equals to 3 here, 3 into e to the power minus 3 by 3, minus 3 by 3 what, 1. That means e to the power minus 1. From scientific calculator, e to the power minus 1 equals to 0.3678794412. We have to use scientific calculator here. Now 45 multiply this equals to 16.55 approximately. Approximately we get this result. Maximum minimum. Similar example, the demand function faced by a firm is p equals to 500 minus 0.2x, and its cost function is capital C plus 25x plus 10,000, where p is the price and x is the output and c is the cost. C is the cost and x is the input or our number of units, and p is the price. Now given revenue, revenue equals to what will be? What will be? There are given p equals to 500 minus 2x, and the cost function c 50x 25x plus 10,000. 25x plus 10,000 is the profit. Now we profit equals to what will be? Revenue equals to what? P into x. P, price multiply number of units. Price multiply number of units, px. That means x into p equals to what? 500 minus 0.2 twice x. 0.2 twice x. This is the total revenue. Now profit equals to revenue minus cost. You must know profit equals to what? Revenue minus cost. Revenue minus cost will be give profit. Now p of x equals to what will be? Revenue. Revenue means 500x minus 0.2x square minus this cost function given 25x plus 10,000. That means the profit p equals to what will be? This one. This is the equation number 1. Clear? This equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now taking first differentiation, dpdx, similar like the previous example, ddx equal to 475x minus 1000 minus 0.2 x square. That means differentiation of x what will be? 1. Using number 2 formula of differentiation of x equals to 1, and differentiation of 1000 what will be? 0. Differentiation of any constant will be, must be 0. Now 0.2 into x square, this x square formula what will be? 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. That means x to the n formula, n into x to the n minus 1. That means 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. Therefore 475 minus 0.4 x. This is the first differentiation, and this will be the equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now for maximum or minimum value, dpdx what will be? Must be 0. This dpdx we have found here from 2, 475 minus 0.4 into x equals to 0. That means x equals to what will be? 1187.50. This is the number of units. After again differentiating, for again differentiating to, we get d square p dx square equal to ddx of, taking differentiation on both sides. Okay, taking differentiation on both sides, we get this d square p dx square dp dx equals to this. 475 differentiation what will be? 0. And x differentiation what will be? 1. X differentiation what will be? 1. That means 0.4 into 1 equals to minus 0.4. That means it will be negative. Negative means what? Profit will be maximum. We know that if minimum, if negative, then it will be maximum, and if positive, then that will be minimum. Since here the double differentiation, that means second derivative at x equals to this is negative. This is why the profit is maximum when the output is 1187.50. The price is given by profit p equals to in equation number 1, profit p equals to this 475x minus 1000 minus 0.2 twice x square will give the total profit. This is the required result. Now the price is given by, we also get the price, then also profit, etc., using this same formula. Clear?